Hey guys, it's Vas here from Aussie RC Playground, and today I'm going to be showing you my first drift session that I did with the Team Magic E4D MF ready to run. So this is a drift car, picked it up from Team Magic recently and went out to a local hobby shop called Western Hobbies, and at the back they've got a drift track. Now I had somebody contact me through Facebook and they told me about it, and I thought it would be a much better kind of scene to drift the car in an actual drift track as opposed to me sort of mucking around in a garage or in a parking lot somewhere. So went and checked it out. Turns out it's a pretty decent drift track, and I had a bit of fun. I met up with a couple of people that sort of recognized me, and Paul was with me. He did a lot of the filming, and we got quite a lot of footage. And I'm not going to show you everything because it'll end up being a very long and boring video, but I do want to show you some of the highlights and kind of explain what's going on in the video a little bit. So the first part that I'm going to be showing you about 2 minutes worth of footage, and you're going to see me attempt to drift this car. Bear in mind, I haven't done drifting in a very, very long time. The previous drift car that I had was the Mission D drift car from Hobby King, which is a full-on locked 4-wheel drive all the time drift car, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to that one. This one has a front one-way diff, so it really only engages when you're giving it throttle and it goes forward, but as soon as you let go of the throttle, you only got traction on the rear wheels. So the brakes in the ESC are kind of locking on the rear wheels, not the front, and it takes a little bit of time to get used to. What you're about to see is literally my very first few minutes trying to drift this car. It's going to be messy, it's going to be ugly, and the reason why I'm doing this sort of intro is because if you were to watch this without any context whatsoever, you would either say that my driving was absolutely hopeless or that the car was absolutely hopeless. But I think it's not so much the car's fault, it was my driving and lack of experience with it. But I wanted to do it this way because I want to see a progression of me not knowing how to drift this car to towards the end of the video. You're going to see some really cool drifts, and that's after about half an hour of driving. Now this does run a brushed motor, it's a very efficient motor, and I think I took 2 batteries with me, and we were there for an hour with 2 batteries. So I mean they last a very long time, and I think they were like 5,000 milliamps. So now you'll see here that I've got different wheels on this. These are wheels that I haven't even used yet. I picked them up off eBay. I was using the original wheels that it came with, which are these black ones here. They're pretty well scuffed up. So another interesting thing is that the wheels had a little bit of a concave on them, so it's probably advised that you run this on some concrete or something to really flatten them out first before you take it to a drift track like this, because that track doesn't really wear the wheels down very much, and it's very slippery, as I found out, and as you will see in the video. So enjoy these first couple of minutes, and then I'll come back and give you a little bit more of a closing scenario to the video. Yeah, enjoy.
Oh, are you kidding me? And that's in reverse, the one-way diff obviously opens up. Hey! Oh, spoke the same. I think you've got some editing to do. I think.
Yeah, well, he was right. I do need to do some editing. That's why I'm doing the video this way and not my traditional way, which is to just upload a running video and be done with it.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah!
Interesting thing though, my friend Paul, who was filming, he was kind of giggling in the background like a little schoolgirl and having a bit of a wise crack at me every once in a while. So I said to him, okay, why don't we swap? I'll take the camera, you take the remote, and you have a go. Here's the result.
So Paul's driving it now. Nope, go get it.
And see what you mean, very, very touchy. It's different, it's like nothing I've ever done.
Oh, geez, and I thought I was bad.
So as you can see, drifting is not an easy thing to do. It's actually quite tricky and it takes a long time to really finesse your skills and be able to drift a car like this, especially one with a one-way diff, where every time you go off the throttle, it's almost like hitting the handbrake, because it's the rear wheels that certainly have the traction, and you know, the torque of the motor is what's dictating their speed. So whilst the front wheels are free spinning, the rear wheels are actually slowing down because of the motor slowing down. So you kind of, you know, it fishes the back end of the car out. And once you figure that out and you can practice it and time it to make your turns, it actually works in your favor. And you'll see in the upcoming footage that it starts to be a little bit more rewarding as I begin to learn the car a lot more. Now, we did switch cameras. Initially I was recording in the camera that you are seeing me right now, but eventually Paul ripped out his iPhone and recorded a lot of the rest of the footage on the iPhone because it's high resolution or whatever. I don't think it really makes a difference the way that I render it, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the footage from the iPhone. The sound is a little bit more kind of dumbed down. So it's not as, the sound's not as good, but the footage is actually quite nice because he managed to get quite low and really capture the car up close. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. But just in closing, I did go back the following day and I took my Mission D drift car as well, just to do a bit of a comparison, because obviously that was my first drift car and I was used to that. So I thought, okay, let me take that, maybe I can drift with that really well, and I'm just really struggling to get used to this. Well, as it turns out, the Mission D is actually a lot harder to drift, whilst this is actually easier. And I took my kids with me and even they had a go and they had the same problem. And I had another friend there with me as well, Adam, who I also met through the channel and Facebook, and he had a go and he said the exact same thing. You know, the Mission D is really tricky, whilst this one is a lot easier and a lot smoother to drift. The one thing that the Mission D has the upper hand on this car is the fact that it has a much faster servo. Whilst this one has got a very lazy servo, so it's something I'm probably going to be upgrading. I may in fact just swap the servos around and try that and just see how it goes. And hopefully, you know, I'll have another running video out in the near future where I show you perhaps much better drifting, and maybe I can put together a couple of laps without stuffing up. You never know. So let's see what happens. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm going to leave you now with the last bit of footage. Hopefully you enjoyed this type of format where I narrate a little bit or kind of talk you through what's going on in the video and give you a bit of background information and kind of put things into context, especially in a video like this. If you did like it, don't forget, hit that like button. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And of course, as always, check out the video description for more information on the car, link to my Facebook page, and even I'll put a link in there to the previous video of it, which was the unboxing. That's it for me. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.
You just endanger the lives of other RCs. Oh, flipping apexes like it's nobody's business. Drifting or bobbing car?